Hello and welcome everyone, I'm Madals and today I have got game number 1 of a best of 3. I'm really looking forward to it. It should be super awesome and it's between two incredibly good players, so yeah, should be swish. Now, the two players in question, one of which I know very well, met him on multiple occasions because of course he is one of the superstars of the UK. He is none other than Dignitas's BlinG. And his opponent down in the bottom right, the red Terran player, representing Western Wolves Mad Cats, it's MorroW. Oh, look at them go, they're so awesome. I love SCVs. I was talking about the SCVs there, I was like, look at them go. Because just look at them, they're pretty swish. Okay, anyway, supply depot coming down. This is a weird placement for a supply depot, but why the hell not? Because want to make sure that there's no two gates coming down here, because a certain event, 3 letters long, and Mr. WCS has seen the odd player go for proxies in bases. It's been done many a time, and it's never too fun to experience that. So putting the supply depot down here, just make sure that nothing funky will be coming down on Akalon Waste and make us all cry. By all of us, I mean MorroW. The rest of us would probably be pretty cool with it, actually. Apart from there being a short game. And short games aren't always fun. I do cast some of them, and I know, like, I always find this interesting. Like, a couple of days ago, I cast an Idra game, and people, like, some people are like, yes, this is brilliant, I like it. It was a quick game, and things like that. And other people are like, herped it up, why'd you cast quick games? They're so rubbish. And it's like, well, because different people like different games. Seriously, sometimes it's fun to cast something that's a little bit interesting. Not everyone wants to watch Broodlord Infestor every single game long. This isn't Wings of Liberty anymore, thank goodness. God, Broodlord Infestor, they were the good days. I played Zerg back in those days, they were fun. I still play Zerg. It's slightly less fun now. Actually, it's not, it's more fun. Everyone said that, it was like, patch Zergs, just gonna win everything. But my god, Broodlord Infestor was boring. Like, you spent the first, like, 20 minutes of the game trying not to die, and then you'd be okay. Anyway, I kind of got off topic because there's no Zerg player in here. There is, of course, though, BlinG getting down those 2 gases. 2 probes in each, all looking pretty normal. Meanwhile, we have got MorroW going for that 1 rack CC. I waited for it because I knew it was coming down. The rack's already up there. The Marines kind of just stumbling their way forward down onto low ground. No bunker at that natural base, I should point out, because that's something which you do sometimes see, is the bunker come down first. It depends whether you want to be a little bit more safe, a bit more common in TVZ as opposed to TVP, but yeah, what can I say? MorroW not feeling too threatened, but he's going to come in and scout fairly early. I'll be like, okay, BlinG, what have you got coming on? Because there's some nice builds you can do here, let's face it. It's Akalon Waste. There's a big cliff area which just screams BlinG Stalkers, and BlinG does like BlinG. BlinG's blink is blimming brilliant. Yeah, see what I did there? I tried to make a tongue twister, and then got confused on the 4th word, because I'm pro like that. Anyway, BlinG, yeah, he's getting down his Nexus. These two are going to be going pretty standard, actually, just macroing it up. And the reason BlinG can do this is because of this lovely unit here, the Mothership Core. Always there when you need it. Mothership Core is the best. I love my Mothership Core. Now, Marines just gonna really just try and zone out anything that may be coming to scout, but BlinG's like, I play Protoss, I don't need to scout. Herped it up. Anyway, bunker is now coming down. I'm trolling a little bit. I think all races are balanced really quite nicely, actually, so that's all cool. But it's fun to play into things, because if you make funny jokes about balance, that's how you get someone make a Reddit thread about you, either in love or in hate, but definitely a Reddit thread. And everyone loves Reddit, right? God, I love Reddit. There's some cool pictures up, like I like the fact that from the Russian Star League, there's a map in there, RSL fruit something, and like there's tons of fruit around the map, like on the ramp there's like an apple and an orange and things, and someone put a thread up today about that, being like, WTF, why is there like a cherry on the map? And I remember when I first cast that game, and I was like, WTF, what am I looking at here? Why is there cherries all around? But that's cool. I like interesting maps like that. They don't all have to have dinosaur bones or Christmas trees such as Frost. Sometimes I'd like to see some fruit. Remind us all that we should have a balanced and varied diet. Now, Stim is also coming down here for MorroW, aside from the fact that I'm sure MorroW has a very balanced diet. BlinG, I reckon he does too. I reckon all pro players do, because it's like any athlete, any person like that. You want to be at the peak of physical and mental fitness, and if you don't have your 5 a day, you won't be doing that. Long gone are the days where nerds just sat there eating pizzas day in, day out. Or so I like to think. Now, I should probably talk a little bit about the game. Not too much has actually been going on, which is why I've been able to just talk about nonsense for a while. The assimilator's coming down here for BlinG. He just went for like a 1 gate into a Nexus, into a Robo. This Robo is only being used to pump observers though, so he's just going to go and look at what MorroW is doing. MorroW, he's adding on some more barracks now in the first factory. Stim's about a quarter done. He could be going for that really frustrating timing push, which is kind of around the 10-11 minute mark where you get the 2 medevacs out. BlinG though, ooh, first big thing BlinG is getting down his Twilight Council. This could be for BlinG. Every part of me hopes it's for BlinG because BlinG Micro is awesome, as previously mentioned in this cast, and I just like seeing it because I think BlinG Stalkers are one of the most entertaining units to watch. They're micro intensive, but not quite as volatile as say Zergling Baneling Wars. It's just like a nice compromise between the two where you get to see some cool action, and definitely Micro is very much rewarded. One lone marine coming up here to check the watchtower, another one on the other side. They can't see each other, unfortunately, though, which just makes me a bit sad because this must be a bit of an isolated life now for these two guys. Just chilling there, being like, hey, watchtower, all on my lonesome. Meanwhile, BlinG taking pretty much forever to take out those rocks because he's trying to kill it with sentries and a mothership core. But he does have +1 and the lovely BlinG upgrade on its way. +1. Attack is nearly done for MorroW, and he's also getting scouted out by BlinG, who's seeing absolutely everything, knows the timing of the starport, knows that there's stim, and also combat shield coming down, double upgrades there, and I believe BlinG did see that. If not, he probably should have done. Yep, no, he has seen the double tech lab, so knows that there's going to be a decent number of marauders actually coming out here, so that means that straight away MorroW's in a good spot, but both of these two currently losing nothing, and as I say they're losing nothing, a bunker was salvaged. So 25 minerals were wasted as that money came back. So yeah, that's all pretty cool. Meanwhile, BlinG just adding on a lot more gateways. He's going for a big BlinG Stalker timing push. He's already got 3 of them. Adding on 3 more, that makes 6 for those of you not gifted numerically. And yeah, with +1 with BlinG, 6 gates can be a very effective little timing. But what BlinG's got to be careful of is that this army from MorroW is starting to get a bit scary. I don't think he's going to be moving out anytime soon though, because he's got +1 armor on the way. He's got a 3rd CC on its way. He's just saying, I want to sit back. I want to be defensive. But BlinG's observer is going to come in there and see all of it. Going to be like, okay, well, you're getting a 3rd. That means I'm relatively safe. BlinG now has 2 choices. Choice 1, I will take my 3rd base and we will do a no-rush 20 minutes game. Alternatively, he could just try and go for a big push, get some more Stalkers out, and utilize that BlinG and +1 play. But he's getting +1 armor down too. We do see MorroW moving out now and killing one of his Marines. I don't know why he killed that Marine. Maybe he was a traitor. But yeah, these rocks are going to get a little bit of damage done to them. We can see, though, the BlinG knows that something's going on. MorroW doesn't want to be too aggressive here because he isn't going for a massive timing push when he's expanding behind this. BlinG knows that as well, so he's just going to be slightly cautious. We see that the Nexus trying to come up. But the big thing is that these Stalkers are microed effectively. BlinG just getting back out of there. Reveals BlinG though quite early on. We've also got the Robotics Bay nearly done, so that's going to mean Colossus production can get started up. This 3rd Nexus needs to stay alive. That's actually quite a critical thing for BlinG at the moment. Loses a Stalker for a Marauder, not the best trade in the world, but yeah, he's still looking good. He's got Guardian Shield up just to reduce the DPS of those Marines and Marauders. But back at home, MorroW has got his command center nearly now done. So he's morphing that into an orbital command. He's getting the 2nd engineering bay up as well as the armory. So he's going to be able to start 2-2 upgrades fairly soon. And when we think that BlinG is a little bit behind upgrade-wise, both players on +1 attack, but all those Stalkers got to get out of there, do manage to do so after picking off the factory. And that's actually quite a big point that factory went down. It's not because he wants to make anything out of it, but it's because he now can't get down a 2nd starport too quickly. And remember, if we cast our eyes back to down here, there are Colossi in production. And that means Vikings need to come out. But MorroW, sensing a disturbance in the force, and not scouting anything actually to sense that disturbance, is going to sit there and be like, well, maybe I should get some Vikings. May not continue doing so, though, when he hasn't actually seen any Colossi. He didn't see really very much of that scan at all. The first Colossus, though, is now on the field. There's quite a few charge shots there. Oh, the BlinG Stalkers being a little bit brave. Missed out on camera, but they ping down there. And it's always cool. Keep an eye on the minimap, like always, everyone, because it's one of the biggest skills of StarCraft 2 is you've got to know where the minimap at. You got to know when units are coming out, when there's drops going on, and it's just good player skill as well, that if you keep an eye on the minimap, you know what's going to be going down. But as a caster, you have to keep a little bit of an eye on what's happening on screen to say, and MorroW pulling a lot of SCVs here is going to be moving in. There is, of course, 2 Vikings somewhere. They're making their way across, but this is a nice little timing here by MorroW. BlinG could be in a little bit of problems. He's going to lose that natural Nexus, and what is MorroW going to do now? Because he's slightly trapped. The 2nd Colossus is about to to pop out, but it's a little way off, yet the first one dealing some nice damage. Extended thermal arts is also 8 seconds away from completion, so this is a massive commitment by MorroW. The force fields from BlinG are good at making sure that this single Colossus is dealing as much damage as possible. Gonna have to be micro back. The second Colossus not getting involved in the fight. Why not? Is it not fighting? Oh goodness, that second Colossus really needs to get in there. But I'd say for MorroW, let's take a good look at this. MorroW lost a lot more resources, right? But MorroW also killed a base, the natural base of that. So BlinG now has got less income by quite a sizable amount, specifically about 200 gas a minute less, and about 300 to 500 minerals less a minute. That's good news for MorroW, I'd say, because over the next, until really this Nexus is up, he's going to get more resources in than what was actually lost by doing that push. So BlinG slightly down. I wouldn't say he's out of it yet, though, because he's getting up that 4th base, which is a really smart move by him. He's like, well, I've lost the base, need to take some more. Needs to make sure that he's very, very cost effective with these BlinG Stalkers. Doesn't want to be losing anything unless he absolutely has to. One Stalker goes down there, another Marauder going to try and cut off these units. A BlinG goes down onto the high ground, Stim being used, and this is really now MorroW saying, well, maybe I can make this work. BlinG is probably going to be off cooldown very, very soon. A couple more Stalkers are going down, but BlinG is going to be able to get them away. MorroW currently playing a pretty high APM. Both players are actually very similar, within 10 average APM of each other, so that's fairly cool. 3 Colossi now up, and I just love that MorroW has got a sensor tower here because, well, you don't want to be having to use your star sense to know when pushes are coming in, when you can just see on the minimap. And this covers everything. This covers the entrance into the soon-to-be 4th base, that is about to get constructed, all of the entrances into the 3rd, as well as a good way around that, any pushes just across the map. So this makes any movement for BlinG now quite a bit tougher. We do have Ghosts also coming out. For the moment, though, BlinG, I don't believe he's got any oh, sorry, I take it back. He's got 3 High Templar and Storm done. So I didn't know if he's got any High Templar down yet, but more are warping in. So he's going to be trying to get some good Storms. But the EMPs, really nice EMPs there. The single Colossus at the front, very low on health. Only got shields up at the moment. That was the one that was around in the fight earlier. That's why he's racked up those 8 kills so far. But this is still going to be a very dangerous position for BlinG to be in, because he needs to be ever so cautious that not too much damage is done to his army. Both players just tentatively moving about. The resources lost very equal. But remember, BlinG has now got his 4th up. Just a little bit sooner. That means his income is going to start skyrocketing. But the 4th for MorroW as well is on its way through. So this is now where we're getting into very late game TvP. And it's only the 17-minute mark. But this is still really late game. Viking Ghost composition up against High Templar Colossi. Yes, there's support units for them, but it's all about the balance of those units and how you counteract each other. The Storms hitting, the EMPs hitting, the Snipes being accurate and basically executed effectively can make a big difference. Personal Cloaking, when that kicks in, that's actually usually quite a big game changer. So, got to keep an eye out for how we see MorroW used out. Just one High Templar, lonely standing at the edge of this Sensor Tower's range, just going, well, maybe I should chill here. Meanwhile, MorroW, he's starting to move forward a bit. Is he going to try and move out? He's not maxed yet. He's at 195 supply, but that's with the reinforcements that are trying to come in. The Viking count sitting quite happily at 8, up against those 4 Colossi. The 4th one, I don't quite know where he is. Where are you, Mr. 4th Colossus? There we go, coming with the army. That's all good. MorroW, meanwhile, has discovered that there's a High Templar here. Will snipe it off, but that alerts BlinG to his presence. The BlinG Stalkers came in and knocked out the Sensor Tower. And that was actually a really smart play by BlinG, because now there's just less vision available. Good scan coming down, but great Storm. Another amazing Storm. MorroW can't engage into that. He would take so much damage. A couple of the Vikings getting picked off as well for free. And that just means that these Colossi are going to be a little bit safer. There's now 5 of them on the field. The 5th one just wandering his way out of the main base now, but this is certainly a tough situation for both of these two players, because the Storms are starting to look pretty good. MorroW getting himself into a little bit of a problem here. Needs to try and annihilate this army fairly quickly, but these Storms for BlinG are allowing for an effective retreat. But there's only 2 Colossi left. The Vikings still doing some good damage, and there's very little anti-air. MorroW now running forward. He's got a massive supply lead. The reinforcements streaming across the map. Needs to go and join up with the army. BlinG is now on the ropes. He had some good Storms and bought himself some time, but unfortunately got a little bit trapped here. The Stalkers, the Colossi moving forward, gonna try and deal a little bit of damage. A big blink up. That was a very brave move by BlinG. Gonna have to use the Storm defensively there to prevent MorroW chasing him down. A couple of Zealots warping in back at home. This is where BlinG is going to try and go for some counter damage, maybe pick off some reinforcements, kill a couple of SCVs. Remember, both players are sitting on 4 bases. BlinG fractionally ahead in terms of the worker count, but it's the upgrades that are looking pretty cool. 2-2 up against 2-2, so exactly equal. 3-3 though is just about to kick in. They're 20 seconds away, and when MorroW moves in with that 3-3, that's where he's got a big upgrade lead, because it's going to be done before even +3 armor is done for BlinG, let alone +3 weapons. that kind of upgrade lead is very important. It is now only 2 seconds, 1 second away, and there we go, they do now kick in, and that is just as the engagement's going down. We see the MorroW trying to chase down this army as quickly as possible, using the Vikings to pick off some of those Colossi. They are going down. MorroW now with a monumentally larger army supply, hugely so, but Storms can still maybe help BlinG, but it's not looking too good for him. Another wave of Chargers trying to come through, just a lone Colossus down on the low ground. 2 more up in the high ground are taking a lot of damage. Storms still going through. MorroW pushing forward as best as he can. The Colossi need to do some damage. Another Colossus not engaging in this fight, needs to get in on the action, but just staying back for the time being. A single Archon down here. BlinG gonna warp in some more units. It's looking quite good for BlinG now in order to hold this off, but then in come the reinforcements, and that's not what he is gonna want to see. And now, even with this Colossus, I think BlinG, with the reinforcements from MorroW making their way across, GG is going to have to be called, and there we go. So that means that MorroW takes game 1 of this best of 3. If you enjoyed it, like the video, leave a cool comment, and of course subscribe, and then flick over to my channel, and I'll see you at game number 2 in just a second.